Hold on. How do I... Well, I mean, the stream was working just fine by the looks of it. So I'm not sure. Let's see. Bear in for Ben. Dill in for Kite. Dill in for Kite. Okay. Okay. Who won second map? Houston did. Houston did off the back of a lot of good ultimates, uh, mainly from good Reaper ultimate, things like that. So Houston won the second map.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. Houston's saying that they don't have enough players now, so they need a support to swap in for them.
Hmm.
Well, I guess that you could say that this whole thing is looking more and more like an amateur hour production.
It is.
It's, uh, it's funny because it's sad. Moose says that he wants to do it, but SanFran is not allowing it. I guess that they wouldn't want an X top 500 player in there. Can you wait 10 minutes while we look for a sub?
Yeah.
Give spectator roles. I know to give them spectator roles. I was waiting. Hold on. It says that Leo might be back. Well, this is a mess. And who can say where the road goes? Where the road goes? Well, ain't this something? Alright, Pocket. Well, I guess that we just have to talk for around about 10 minutes or so. How's it going?
Yep. Uh, I think it's going pretty good. I think our matches so far have been pretty exciting. I mean, we've had two very exciting rounds so far, and we're going into game three in about 10 minutes with um, what it seems like it's going to end up being a close match, probably going to a map 5.
Pocket, I don't mean about that. We all know. we all know about the game, we all know about the score line, but what about the other things, the things that matter more? You know, how are you doing, Pocket? Do you feel healthy?
um, well, not sure.
Well, well, okay. Well, isn't that unfortunate? Be sure to feel like you're taking care of yourselves, everyone watching here at home. Thinks I will. I don't know what's happening. Should I actually start Al? It looks like the team captain for the LAS might be signing on to sub in for support for the side of Houston. Huh. Yeah, I guess that means no ping if you need me. Uh, I don't know what's happening. Alright, well, let's see. Time to read some poetry with trivia. I'm just going to type in famous poems. Ah, the Raven. Do do do. Alright, everyone, now is the educational part of the cast, where we go into the poetry. You're welcome. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of some one gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door, "only this, and nothing more." Ah, distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the loss of Lenore. Hey, change. It's going to be Kings. Alright, looks like we are ready to get down and get started. Okay, let's go. These two teams, uh, they've been evenly matched so far, some would say. Quite an intense round of fighting. It's unfortunate for Distance that he's having such connection issues, and apparently he might not be the only one. However, going forward, we're going to see that at least the side of Houston is basically all going to be good and ready to go with their full lineup. In fact, it looks like both teams basically have their full lineups here. It's still just unfortunate for Distance.
Yeah.
We're going to see the first attack coming from SanFran. Not bad. Not they're pretty happy to be doing that again because they like this triple tank dive so much, and because you can get so much momentum off of the back of it. Such a chaotic strategy. I kind of wish that they kept distance on the Doomfist for this type of
Yeah.
strategy. It takes a lot of their healing away, but it also gives them the ability to do so much burst damage and cause so much chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see Ebuds deploying from the top here, and now J-Wags is actually swapped onto the support role, and Leo is the one who's going to be taking the Widowmaker spot, rocking the new skin of this event.
Yeah.
Getting a lot of damage and body shots onto Ebuds, and that's going to take a sizable chunk of his health away before he's even able to really engage. Now trying to give a little bit more damage onto the supports. J-Dam swinging away on the ground side. Wakes up the sleeping D.Va, but he's going to be okay with that. If this is a dive comp, it's not doing much diving so far. So they're not able to find much in the way of an advantage from running so many mobile heroes. Doesn't seem like they're calling out anyone specifically to go after, or really anything specifically to do.
Dalek's been down. That's probably time for Houston to. It's a good thing for Houston to do because now it looks like San Francisco's gonna have to fall back a little bit.
Yeah, Ebuds is still staying on this hamster, but really neither he nor anyone else managed to get a lot in the way of ult charge or damage. They're going to be harassing Leo, but that's all that it is, a little bit of harassment. The team that won second was Houston. Trust me, I'm lying, gets a bit overextended. This time, he basically tried to dive onto 3 dive tanks, and that will not go well for him. Now Distance is back on this Doomfist. He's able to benefit so much from all the chaos the rest of his team is making. He wants to try and take out Mickey, but instead he'll find J-Wags. But J-Dam, on the other end, doing a lot of damage himself. Should have gotten a pin on a Distance there, but the game says no. Reinhardt isn't allowed to pin anyone anymore. They see this Thrash dude trying to come and kind of pointlessly contest for a little bit. The mines will come down, and it's going to leave J-Dam pretty well exposed, as well as make it pretty hard to actually get onto the point. But then so much damage is going to come in from Leo's Reaper that it's going to all work out in the end for the side of Houston. Distance finds J-Wags pretty early on. They're going to be happy about that, and Distance uses his ultimate as an escape mechanism. Not a bad call.
No progress on the point here for San Francisco, though.
Yeah, still nothing, and they're going to be playing into the Grav Dragon with nothing to really counter it. So many people caught in.
3, but
the Dragon comes out a bit late.
Too late, only getting 1 pick, but forcing some of them to retreat.
Forcing some of them to retreat is all that they're really going to care about. They're leaving D-Bank in that baby D.Va form for as long as they can. That's still more time burned. Yeah. Ebuds sitting up
finally
here.
Take out D-Bank. Leo still going off for his team after all this time. It's like looks like Ebuds might be trying to go for a quick pick here onto Houston. Start a good fight for his team.
Yeah, it's looking
like
it.
I don't think they haven't really noticed him yet.
No, Leo was going chasing after him, and Ebuds had to escape. But now he's in the way back line. He'll be caught out for sure.
Yep, Hanzo able to pick him out. That should be a good fight starter for Houston now.
Yeah. J-Dam finds the opportunity, goes for some pins, some good exchanges coming through.
Yeah, it's Hanzo. That's a good pick.
Yeah, that's a good pick, and Mickey falling as well.
A win for Houston, or this is not going to be a win for Houston actually. This is going to be a win for San Francisco, but who knows? Leo and Ana are now the only ones left on the point trying to defend, but it looks like this is going to be an easy, or not an easy one by any means. That was a very difficult one, but going to be a win for San Francisco, or at least on his first point.
Capping with basically only 10 seconds left remaining. They're not going to have much in the way of excess time banked. You see, Ebud's still taking pop shots here. I'm not aware if he's really caught anything so far as this Widowmaker, to be entirely honest, other than some body shots. Now as he sees the Reaper escapes, he's going to know that he can go right back up here, and he's going to be looking for the head of this Hanzo. Manages to get a good body shot, but will he manage to connect it in the end? Apparently not. Meanwhile, on the ground, Colbert in a bit of a bad place.
Extremely low, so he's going to have to fall back for some healing.
Yeah, he has this shatter, And JDam does not, so he's going to be looking for this opportunity, especially as he sees the enemy Reinhardt shield getting weaker and weaker. He uses the slam, but no one's able to follow up.
Getting a lot of people, but doesn't look like they're going to be able to capitalize off of it.
Yeah, it's going to be JDam.
Rash shoot in there, the Houston's trying to get him, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to. Oh, they do get Thresh. It's a good stagger on their part.
Only a minute and a half left remaining here. SanFran are going to be in a pretty strong place. Well, if they can just force out all of the enemy side's ultimates first. So, really, ultimately, they are not in a strong place at all. It was a debate. JDam has his slam. Colbert really not even close to his. So all of the cards right now are in favor of Houston, but now things start going in their favor as Ebuds connects onto JWags. Will he be able to find much of anything else? He slams right into the enemy Reinhardt shield, pins the enemy Reinhardt tries to pin back, manages to fish out the Reaper. Ultimately, this is going SanFran's direction here. It'll surprise me if the opposing side can get a really strong recontest. It's Distance and JP trying their best to duel here, but all the support is for JP. All the support is for Distance, so JP should fall.
Looks like the San Francisco should be able to get the second point here. But just in the last minute again, this is not going to have a large time bank to get the next point. They only have 1 minute, or 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, things are not going too well for them, and they manage to find the opportunity. They get the Reinhardt to turn around, as he has to look at the Diva Bomb. In doing that, they find opportunity for a nice shatter. Well done. We don't see that combo done very much in this league, even though it's clearly quite well known to be very powerful.
Yep.
Leo's suffering a bit, only on 81 health, and he wants to try and find the Death Blossom that can put things back in favor for his teams. He walks straight into the enemy lines, almost finds one, just going to do a lot of damage, and hopefully the rest of his team will be able to follow up, but he gets the kill onto that Diva mech and is now going to swap off to a different hero.
Yep. Looks like Houston's finally going to be able to get out, or Houston's finally going to be able to make a good foothold for the first time in a bit.
Yeah, Ebud swapping onto Hanzo, Leo swapping onto Widowmaker, and Distance swapping onto the Mei. As far as ultimates are going here, it's looking like still 5 ultimates online for Houston, but that compared to the 1, maybe 2 of the opposing side. The thing is that didn't stop Houston from losing last time around.
Yep.
Mei kind of going for a bit of a flanking freeze.
Oh, the Moira ultimate coming out, trying to get some picks. Able to get Mickey the Fallen, and Leo is also down. Oh, get the JM. This is good for the Moira. This is good for San Francisco in general. They're going to be able to snowball this?
Yeah, it's looking like it. JP trying desperately, but he'll die before he can even pop his ultimate. And now Mickey's going to try his
Houston
best.
Trying to get to the point, but
he'll just
unable
get frozen.
to. They are going to win this with 13 seconds left in the time bank.
13 seconds left in the time bank for the side of SanFran. They're going to be quite happy about that. Even if Houston can manage to bring things back around into their favor, it won't really matter because they still have enough time on the clock to go for another fight. But now it's going to be Houston trying to prove that they are an offense team, not a defense team, as we see Leo going on to Widowmaker. Wouldn't surprise me if he stayed on it. Kings is a pretty strong Widowmaker map. It benefits the DPS of the side of Houston quite greatly. They're also looking to run Trust Me I'm Lying on this far. Also another good Pharah map. Kings, really a good map for most heroes. That's why most people consider it one of the best maps in the game. At least one of the most flexible maps in the game. Trust Me I'm Lying on this Junkrat. So it's going to be the Widow duel and their secondary DPS of Junkrat, who can do so much spam damage, and Distance is a Mei, who can do so much area denial. With the creativity that can be played with behind the walling off of enemy tanks and just the enemy in general, especially off of this choke point right here. It's very easy to find ways to benefit off of just walling off individual members, but they won't be able to wall them off entirely, as Trust Me I'm Lying is still in the air. Will always be able to escape.
Evo's on the side, looking to try to get an early pick for his team so they can stop the offense. And then Distance is able to snipe the Pharaoh there, but gets rezzed by Mickey.
Strong wall off from Distance there, puts things in his team's favor quite a lot. He almost goes down for it, but now it's going to be his main tank who actually falls. They try and save Mickey, or at least Houston does, and he gets propped up by the Mei wall as well. Leo finding all the picks that they need.
Off for his team.
Almost finds the Widowmaker, but it just wasn't enough charge. Trust Me I'm Lying is going to finish off that kill. Leo takes out Thrash Dude as well. This is looking like Leo is going to be the stalwart attacker for the side of Houston that will secure them this point. It's looking like they want to try and recontest, but it'll be surprising to me if they can find much of anything. As the Reinhardt goes down first, Mei is already starting to use her utility, and she's not even on the payload. The Lucio just trying to distract Leo, but how much can you really do? Leo takes out the Widowmaker. Leo, just a shooting gallery for him. No one can stop him. Easily done. Now Debink, the only person left. He wants to try and escape, but how far will you really be able to go before the Pharah hunts you down? Trust Me I'm Lying has his barrage basically, or at least only needs to conjure up the last vestiges of it. Both sides have their shatters. Question is, who will be the ones who find the opening kill? And it's going to be Houston. Freeze comes through, but they can't stop the JDam slam onto the enemy Reinhardt. Bubble will save Dill Pickle's life. But that bubble can only take so much damage. Is anyone pushing the payload? Yes, someone is, though. They're still making progress through all of this. Houston want to try and stagger out these two team members of the SanFran squad, and they're going to at least find one. Now Distance is kind of off in the corner. They know where he is because he has that Discord on him. The question is, will they be able to finish up on it? Doesn't look like they will. They still have the Grav. And the barrage combo here. They're going to need it as it's now a 5v6. Trust me,
gets Cobra, but doesn't look like it's going to be able to get anyone else. Looks like Houston's going to lose this fight and have to fall back.
Yeah, it is looking like that. This seems like Trust Me I'm Lying maybe either thought that that was JP's Graviton and decided to barrage into it mistakenly, or he just thought they saw an opportunity to punish the opposing side for going in the first place. But neither of those things really happened. Trust Me I'm Lying is now on Reaper regardless, though.
We're gonna start trying to push. The Graviton comes out, gets two. They use the ultimate. Lots of ultimates try to counter that. Both shatters coming out, but downing almost everyone. But it's like, what's gonna happen here?
What's gonna happen is the DPS
like
is doing a lot of
good
work.
amount of picks, but Mickey able to get a res from behind. That might be big.
It's a pin on the Debink. That should be a lot of damage done, but it won't be enough to actually win in this 1v4 that JDam basically positioned himself in. Still 2 minutes left to go. We're seeing the ultimates here. Distance and eBuds both have theirs. Distance is looking like he wants to go behind the enemy team. Not a bad place to be. Question is, will he get caught out by this Reaper? He kind of exposed himself. He's telling his team where this Reaper is coming from. Distance knows, so he's going to wall it off. Leo takes out eBuds with a swift headshot. Trust Me I'm Lying, just kind of behind the enemy squad, but didn't really manage to get anything done. He only has 6 health. He shouldn't be able to survive this. Not against the Lucio's speed boost. Distance at 1 health will get submachine gun down. Jadam has his shatter. He's gonna probably want to use it here.
Out. Yeah, there's nothing to do anything. Oh, grab! That's a big grab. Are they gonna be able to combo into anything? That doesn't look like they're going to be able to.
Oh my god!
What? A 4-man fire strike! Wow.
Well, that's going to be enough to get them second at the very least.
That is definitely going to be play of the game, and absolutely enough to get them the second point. Slightly beating out the time that Houston or that San Francisco set up, but you're gonna have to see if they can actually get to the end faster or not. Just wow.
I know he will. Distance. He's a little bit upset that he was dead and buried and couldn't help his team out as they got 4-man fire struck. So now he wants to get a bit aggressive here and help to mend the bleeding. They're going to get full hold of this payload yet again. They do not want to give the enemy side enough time.
Staying behind, looks like he's going to be able to teleport out quickly. Able to survive and get out.
Yeah, and Leo doing a little bit more than just surviving. Finding an early pick on a Dill Pickle before swapping onto this McCree. Colbert has his shatter, but now after that fire strike, so does J-Dam. They have J-Wags on this Brigitte. They probably want to go for the stun shatter combo, but don't be able to do that through the blizzard. We have an interesting interaction of the Reinhardt shatters right then, but we don't need to talk about that. Leo's still doing a lot of damage for his team, but the problem is that with only 50 seconds left to go, will they actually be able...
Despite starting to lose this fight, Houston's still slightly pushing it. Mickey being able to get a res off, looks like he's probably going to get picked off here. Actually, no, he does not get picked off. A Graviton comes out, but does not look like they're going to be able to combo anything. No more 4-man Earth Shatter. Or a Fire Strike.
No, not today. Only 30 seconds left to go.
Jay Adams' shield broken. That's going to be an issue for them. It looks like that's going to be good picks by them. Good picks by San Francisco. They're going to get back to the point for one last fight.
Yeah, it's looking like... It'll surprise me if they can even really touch at this point. Trying to get through distance and his ice walls, trying to get through the entire enemy squad and the ultimates that they bear. Trust me, I'm lying. We'll be lucky to even touch, and it doesn't look like he's going to get that far. Slammed, frozen. Everything went SanFran's way.
Unable to get to the point, and San Francisco wins for it. Going into the next map with their heads held high, as they just need one more point to be able to defeat the previously undefeated Houston.
Yeah, this is looking like it's going to be unfortunate for the side of... there was the shatter combo. Yep, found it perfectly. Didn't find it fast enough to get the bomb kills, but good enough. Houston struggling here. They're going to need to win the next 2 maps in a row in order to keep their playoff hopes alive. Meanwhile, SanFran, they only have to find one more hit on the giant of the league in order to strike them down. It's going to be on the next map, which is going to be Gibraltar. Gibraltar should be pretty interesting. Gibraltar, it doesn't really benefit. It doesn't really benefit really either main tank, in that both of the main tanks seem to basically main these heroes of Reinhardt Reinhardt. So whichever main tank adapts should really be the one who ends up winning things out for their team here in this moment. SanFran wants to take a minute here. And J-Wags alligating some stream sniping. JWags believes they're stream sniping because they always know where the flanks are coming from. Oh, I know what he's talking about. Yeah, so JWags, it was either JWags or Leo. They got, like, I caught that on the camera. He literally saw them going through. Yeah, so distance did not stream snipe in order to catch that out. So if we can put that to bed, then let's just go ahead and go. All right, let's go. Looking like we're good to go. New beat still needs to be spectate blue only. No subs, by the way, Triv. Okay, so it looks like we're good to go. Now the question is, how will these two teams deal with facing each other here in this place?
It's gonna be really interesting.
Distance will have quite a lot of advantage here in the sense of that he plays this Doomfist and benefits a lot from that speed. They'll also be benefited from just how much the two teams like playing, or just how much SanFran likes playing this triple dive tank strat, which is so strong here. Just dive tanks in general on Gibraltar. However, the side of Houston also benefits quite greatly from the fact that this is probably the best Widowmaker map in the game. So we'll see how that interaction plays out and which side will truly win in the end here. Side of Houston, once again on this defense. Again, look, all credit to SanFran for doing as well as they have been, but I genuinely believe that letting one team play attack every single time first is such a massive advantage, and the numbers kind of bear that out. Like, the teams that attack first have a 25% higher win rate than the teams that defend first. It's pretty bad, but this is the way that we play this league at the moment. eBud's gonna do a little bit of scouting, also let his hamster identity be revealed. They're ready, they're staging, they all want to go in right about now.
It looks like the teams are going aggressive. eBud's is gonna try diving along with his tank, Winston. Looks like the entire team is diving except for Zen. Doesn't look like any of them have got any picks yet. Distance is taken out pretty early. Copert's now down as well.
Yeah, trust me, I'm lying. Did pretty well there, getting that trap and getting the kill onto Cobert. So they're going to be happy about that. And now, this payload is in a little bit of a more manageable position for the side of Houston. It won't be nearly as easy for the opposing side to dive onto them this time around. Two teams are still kind of staging here. Trust me, I'm lying. Gets caught out from the rest of his team, but Leo's going to try and even up the numbers, getting a D-Mech onto the Bink.
Yeah.
Jarvis gets caught out, and J-Dam's shield falls. A little bit of a rough place right now. They're kind of just getting invaded all over the place. It feels like they don't really have much in the way of a stalwart place to defend. Slam comes through, finds it onto the Moth. Will J-Dam, or will Trust Me I'm Lying, pull out his ultimate? Not before he dies. And now JP also struggling. It just seems like Houston, they're not willing to commit enough into these defenses in order to actually hold here. So all they'll really be able to do is hold on to this for 2 minutes before JWags gets melted. They still have 4 ultimates left to defend second, though. Diva Bomb comes through here. Doesn't manage to find anyone. Now JDam has his shatter. It's really important that he manages to nail these. Because the fact is that with JDam having these shatters against Colbert being really the only person who can block them with his very paper-thin bubble shield, it should be pretty easy for him to find a lot. Distance pulls out the blade but gets pinned for it.
Coming out, but it looks like the Riptire is destroyed.
Yeah, Riptire is destroyed. Both teams kind of losing an ultimate there. We're losing the Riptire, but also Distance dying with blade out, getting pinned. JDam still has a shatter opportunity. He just kind of refuses to act on, and now Mickey will go down, as will JWags, to eBuds. eBuds showing the best sniper team. Oh my god, what an amazing bubble that completely blocks the shatter. Just like literally a slice of margin left remaining, but still manages to find the block. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't really know what to say about that. Distance kills JDam.
Yeah.
Distance dies. Fair trade. It's gonna suck for the side of Houston to not have their main tank, but really all that is giving him more opportunity for JDam to have a bit of a shooting range here, but he kind of already has, as he's now trying to shoot through this little alright, as he tries to shoot through the environment. Even trade still coming out, but still in SanFran's favor. Mickey has his ultimate if he decides to use it. Again, this is so important for Houston to actually hold here. They're having a lot of problems in this game specifically, and if they want any chance, they need to win these next 2 rounds. They can't afford to lose here, so so much of this depends on SanFran getting a fast push in and having a lot of time left if it does go into overtime.
It does.
Debink has this bomb if he decides to use it, but they're playing into 5 ultimates on the opposing side, and now it's a 6v5 as well. So it's going to be kind of...
Graviton coming out. Oh, a double pulse bomb, that's pretty good. Those are 2 pretty good kills, hitting both of the tanks. Looks like this is going to be another 1 fight for Houston.
Yeah, another 1 fight for Houston. Won pretty quickly, and they didn't really lose much. Before they had 5 ultimates, and now they only have 4, but with all the time that's going to be burnt by the enemy team regrouping, I think they're going to be okay with that. Distance almost gets caught out, goes down to half health. Debink still has this bomb, probably just looking for a chance to use it. Distance has his blade as well. And now as Leo falls, the enemy side has no res. They're going to know that this is the moment, this is the time they can try and charge in and either get some eliminations or at least force out some of the enemy side's resources.
Shutter comes out, gets D-Bank and Thrash Dude. It looks like they're gonna be able to take out both of them.
Yeah, JDam finds that shatter and is already at 28% to another. Not a bad place to be. Distance on this one. Let this go, and he starts hacking, slashing it. JP now goes for Mickey the Fallen. Some ghost dashes here, not badly done. Making a lot of progress, and a minute and a half left to go. They're trying to swat the enemy side back into their spawn doors. Even as they escape, JDam will fall quite fast. Only about as fast as Thrash Dude, though. Debink is still holding on to this bomb. He could use it now and try and win this for his team, and it will be released and let fly. It won't find anyone.
Eva's finally being taken out, but it might be too late. Oh, looks like Lucio's gonna be the better DPS for his team, getting 2 picks already.
Yeah, distance. A little bit of a struggling position here, way deep in enemy territory. Basically has a blade, but has no one to help him use it, considering that everyone else is already deceased and back in their spawn room. So it's going to be the 2 DPS ults dueling against each other until the others can finally start catching up. Distance has his Dragon Blade, but he won't be able to use it as long as he's dead. Leo goes down as well. It's going to be eBuds trying to put things back in SanFran's favor. It's taken out by JWags. JWags knew exactly where it was coming from. Distance, after getting resurrected, goes in with the blade. Finds one. Looking for a second. Doesn't manage to find it until...
He's not get a second, and it looks like he's going to be able... They're not going to be able to win this here. They're going to have to settle for losing about 20 meters or so. Unable to get to the end. It looks like this. So if Houston can get to this point, they're gonna win instead of tying. Leo getting 2 picks with the Widow, doing very well. Cobart over here on the Winston Primal Raging, trying to save his team, but doesn't look like they're gonna be able to do much. I think that might be it.
Yeah, that's as far as they're gonna get it.
Yeah.
It's as far as they're gonna get. Feels bad for them, but now Houston has an opportunity here. Houston has a chance. Houston has a chance just to make it all the way to the end, put things even in the map pools, and hopefully give themselves a chance of going to our playoff finals. A lot of people in chat are now lamenting that they have been swapped out by players who came in and basically took their roles. I'm sorry, lads. Now it's going to be Houston's turn for a little bit of aggression. Leo on this Widowmaker. JWags on the Lucio, who is shown to be just as good with, I would say. Thank you, Trivia. Rest in peace, Ben.
So now, a quick switch coming out from Houston. So Houston's got to push to the end, or that's going to be GG for them. They might have to take their first loss here of the entire season.
Yeah, it'd be quite disparaging. Their first loss was not even in the playoffs, but in the playoff semifinals.
Yep.
They're trying to do a lot of damage with eBuds on this Sombra, and now Leo kind of makes it a much more fair fight by going onto the ground level, but it still goes in his favor. Managed to find the last hit onto them, and now Distance getting very aggressive here. He just is looking for these picks in any place they can find him, almost playing Mei a bit like a Reaper.
No one able to find any new picks yet. Looks like a Reaper is going to be trying to go in for the kill, though. Oh, Tristan Online gets the pick on the Distance.
Now, eBuds just waiting to hack someone as they approach. Manages to catch off JWags. Will they be able to get much of anything off of that hack? I don't think so. Their main tank goes down, as does their Lucio. So SanFran in a bit of a bad place at the moment. Bit of body blocking going on for these freezes.
Yep.
They managed to take it. 5 minutes left to go. Cobert dies as the side of Houston is pushed up so far ahead without their main tank, but who needs them? eBuds, after an entire first point capture, finally coming up on having this EMP. Leo wants to try and duel him, and eBuds just manages to get away.
Yep.
Distance goes in with the freeze, but
Although
J-Dam.
Shatter coming up, but it's like gonna get anyone.
And now Colbert has his slam. J-Dam's down, so there's no shield to actually block it. He could go in now. He sees a lot of meaty targets that could feed the rest of his teammates quite a lot of ult charge. EMP comes through. He sees them, goes for it. Only manages to
Shatter
find.
coming out gets.
Manages
They're
to
getting
find
a few.
two.
Looks like this is gonna be a one fight for San Francisco.
Yeah, one fight for SanFran. Still a lot of progress made for the side of Houston, though, so they're going to be okay with this. They still have half of the second point to capture, and then the entirety of third for the most part. As they get frozen out, they're going to be cut down quite swiftly. No one can figure out how to deal with distance on this Mei. They're going to be in quite a lot of trouble.
Yeah, they are.
Distance now waiting again. He wants to wall off even more people. He knows they can. There he goes. Walls off the McCree. Everyone else gets caught in the graviton, so they're probably dead anyway. Just some insult to injury that the McCree couldn't even die with the rest of his team. He has had to sit outside and watch and maybe even get staggered if the team decides to go after him. Doesn't look like it will. 5 ultimates ready here for SanFran. Getting a bit of a duel. Takes out Trusty Online.
Trusty Online gets picked off early. That's definitely not good.
Yeah, definitely not good.
He's gonna be trying to dive, but it looks like they've gotten Dill Pickle in a very bad situation. Getting picked off by Leo. Now they're gonna be able to push, and they're not gonna have a support. Mail comes out. Looks like it's gonna try to freeze a few players, and they do. It looks like it's going to be a lost fight for Houston. They're going to need to fall back and prepare for the next one. Because they can't just keep butting their heads against the wall like this, because then they're going to lose.
It's just time and time and time and time again. Every single time we see Houston, they push in through a door. Distance. Maywall's off the door. The people who got caught out then get vaporized. Why are they all choosing to go through the same door? Why can't they go through different doors? I don't understand. They keep willingly walking into this Maywall trap. They're not adapting to it. They're not playing around it.
Yeah, it just continues to happen. Definitely not good for them.
They finally get something out of this. As now
4 kills coming out. They used Deadeye, but it seemed to work.
They had to use half of their ultimates to finally get out of the doors, but they're gonna be happy about that. At this point,
if they lose the next push, that's gonna look a lot more dire for them.
Yeah, JP now has his ultimate all set and ready to go. They see eBuds there, and he gets Maywalled off again. JP manages to escape. He has this Graviton Surge. Both teams do, so it's gonna be a Graviton into a Graviton. Who will win in the end? Well, one side has the Lucio ult, but the other has the Coalescence, which will provide the support necessary to keep them alive. It doesn't really matter how much you can stay alive.
So
because there comes the Shatter.
Capitalize on this to win the fight. And now this is looking very dire for Houston, because they have no ultimates. Absolutely nothing. Whereas you're seeing San Francisco over here has 2 ults, a Mail and a Sombra ult. Both of those could easily stop them from winning the push. They're going to need a bank on the, hopefully, a Reaper and Reinhardt ult, but we don't even know if they'll be able to get those in time.
Honestly,
they have 30 seconds left to push this to the end.
This is basically over. You can't beat the EMP Maywall combo here, or the EMP Blizzard combo here. They'll have nothing. They'll be completely obliterated.
And the Blizzard, yeah, it looks like you predicted it well. They're going to get essentially team-wiped, and unless this McCree can team-wipe them, which he cannot, that will be it. Unless this Lucio somehow, but no, that's it. Lucio can't contest. That will be it. Houston are undefeated champions, falls 3-1 in the semifinals of the playoffs. San Francisco absolutely were the underdogs coming into this match, but they pretty handily stomped them. Well throughout with their high level of DPS play from both sides were very high level, but it looks like San Francisco was just quite a bit higher than them in terms of their raw skill. Looks like Houston, both sides could definitely use some work, but I think that both sides did extremely well and should be applauded for how well they did. But definitely a better use of ultimates and such coming out from San Francisco.
Yep, SanFran will be going to the finals here. SanFran going to be moving on, facing London in the final
Yeah,
round here. Should be interesting to see. Now we're going to go ahead and get in some quick interviews with
yeah.
these two teams. One side has entirely left, as is tradition. Um, let's see. Distance is quite upset with us for all of the times that we have merely focused on the rest of his team. However, this time around, it was his Maywalls that really did basically
Yeah.
keep everything down, set up for his team. So we're going to go ahead and interview him yet again. I can only suggest distance as you are the head of the party, but still.
Um, I will be back.
What does that mean? What does that mean you'll be back? What? Pocket? Pocket, you can't abandon me like this. Pocket. God damn it, Pocket. Okay. Leaving that party, creating a new one. Pocket is the alpha caster, lads. No trivia. I'm not interview. Interview Cobb. I'm going to interview you, Distance, or I'm not interviewing anyone. Reason being that those Maywalls were kind of insane. Those Maywalls, like, granted, it was entirely the fault of Houston that they weren't able to deal with the Maywalls, that they didn't come up with a plan around the Maywalls. That's entirely on Houston. But regardless, this entire game, no matter what the map was, basically Distance has been on May and has used his walls in order to basically isolate everyone and practically carry the games. He did not carry the games in that he wasn't the only, like, it wasn't like if Distance died the fight was over, right? That didn't necessarily happen most of the time. But it was very much so that his walls were basically the reason why Houston won the way that they did. I mean, look, I'll interview Colbert. Sure. But I'll also let it be known quite clearly, and what I think is quite obvious, that Colbert was not the carry here. If there was one, it was not Colbert. he did good, especially against considering that we know how strong Houston's Ryan is, and he dueled him well. But we all know if you watch this game, you know why SanFran won. Hello, Colbert. How's it going?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm alright. Can you do me a favor and make sure your mic can be shared?
I think it is, but I will double check.
Yeah, it's just, I'm sure that it is, but
Yes,
people
it
have.
is. It is.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, I've watched streams. I know.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, Now, Colbert, you, as main tank, did quite well the entire time, especially against Houston's main tank, who's considered one of the best in the league. But I think it's fair to
Thank
say
you.
that you are also certainly up there.
Thank you.
However, really, let's get down to the heart of it. This entire game, you guys seem to have one pretty well set strategy, which is Maywall. Just Maywall.
Yes.
Again
Yeah.
and
May's
again,
broken. May's
again
broken.
and
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. I mean, they
And
keep walking into it. It's their fault, I
they
guess.
kept walking into it, yeah, which is
Yeah.
something that I said quite loudly and quite infuriatingly. Or at least I was infuriated that they kept walking in again and again and again. However, I
Yeah.
want to know like how much did you guys expect this to be such an effective strategy, or did you guys just think that it would win you like one or two fights and then you'd have to swap off?
We usually go May. Oh, I mean, can't leak anything. But May's usually what we play on
Leaks.
defense. Let's start out if we're going like if we expect like goats or anything,
Mm-hmm.
and then I mean, I don't know what distance thinks, but I mean, it can win fights, like one or two fights. But if they just keep walking into it without like doing anything about it, it can win the whole game. And that's what happened today. I think they
Yeah.
just
See.
walked into us and died.
Yeah, you guys basically gave them just enough rope to hang themselves by all going in through one pathway, one choke point again and again and again. And
Yeah,
even when they got
yeah,
through, they had been wrecked so thoroughly that you guys just had the ultimates to shut them down anyway.
yeah. I think May's just I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I will say, um, in the top 500, I
Hmm.
cannot go a game without there being a May main on either team. May is in a
Oh
very
yeah.
strong place right now, at least on
Oh
ladder.
yeah. I'm sure.
So
I'm
um,
sure.
so it's not very surprising to me that Distance was able to have this idea. Now, did you guys like theorycraft this, or was this something that Distance kind of approached you guys with, or how exactly did this strategy come to be?
Yeah. I think we've ran May since he joined the team as like a anti like goats comp. And
Mm-hmm.
it just kind of works with like most comps because people just walk into it. They don't really play around it like we do.
Mm-hmm. So you think that was literally just it works? Why fix it?
Yeah, pretty
But
much.
now you guys will be going against London. You guys will be
Yes, we
going
will.
against London, who, while they may not be a team that I think could have beaten Houston, they will have the advantage of seeing the strat that you guys have pulled off,
Hmm.
and they will have that prior knowledge going forward. The question is, how well will they be able to actually beat? How well will they be able to actually stand up against it? Uh, are you at all afraid of London going into the finals of this playoffs? I mean, I hear you laughing, so I don't
No,
think that
I
you
mean,
are.
okay, no, no, no. I love London. I love everyone on London, so I'm not laughing. What was I gonna say? Oh, I mean, we've played it like on stream like a couple times, I think, like two or three times, and people have watched streams, but no one's really still stop like countered it at all. So I don't know if like they don't have people to play who can counter it, or I don't know. But I think it's gonna be a good game. It should be close tomorrow. Yeah.
Yep. Well, I think that we're all looking forward to it. I'm not even going to try and waste my time trying to invite Houston for an interview because they
Yeah.
all
I think
left
they're
immediately.
gone. Yeah.
It's kind of unfortunate for them that Papa Ageless wasn't here to play this weekend, but in either
Yeah.
case, who really knows if that would have changed the outcome whatsoever. So it looks like we're basically good to go. Thank you, Colbert. It was nice.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Well, everyone, adios, and see you tomorrow when we have the final round of the stage playoffs, and then probably, I don't know, an all-star game of some kind. People have been throwing around ideas for that, but no one's, like, come up with anything. Colbert left. Okay, well, I didn't expect that. I was gonna, like, have a conversation about that, or at least a brief one, but whatever. It's fine. I get it. So yeah, that's basically it for me. Had to abandon Pocket because he went and did something. Had to abandon my pizza, which has been here for around about an hour, and I just had to like leave that because I just love this job. So adios, everyone. See you tomorrow.